This is the Brian Goodman Show.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Brian Goodman Show. Got one of my really good friends here. We're going to be talking, we got John LaGuardia here. We're going to be talking just a bit about what it takes to be successful in life, what it's like to reboot and always be re-gearing even when you're 50 and 60 years old. So, John, tell me a little bit about some of the things, some of the rituals you've done that have been the most successful for you as far as your personal success.
Yeah, Brian. So anyway, thanks for having me here. And, I'm kind of a little old-fashioned when it comes to a lot of the things I do. I really like to still meet people. I know this media and video now has taken over the markets, and it's really becoming the exciting thing to do. And I believe that this is the new future. So, yeah. But I still like to meet with people. I still like to, if not have a face-to-face with them, at least get to know them at some point. As things grow, I keep coming back to some of the things that work for me, and that is the old-fashioned stuff. Getting to know people, finding out about them. I take a little bit more time, and I build referrals from that, and that's been a lot of my business. And I know I don't want to leave out marketing. But just having that opportunity of making referrals through other people has really worked well for me.
Personal relationships. Tell me a little bit about your personal rituals as far as how do you, being in sales of any type, being an entrepreneur of any sort, I mean, we both know, and most people know that have ever done anything entrepreneurial in their life at all, there's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of good days and there's a lot of crappy days. Right. So for you personally, I'll share what I do, but for you personally, what do you do? Do you have like a morning ritual, a daily ritual, a nightly ritual that puts you in a peak state that helps you succeed more? What's your
It
daily?
is a good question. And I tell my sons this same thing too. And to reset for me, it's always been about exercise, in one fashion or another. I've changed what I'm doing. If it was biking, running, hiking, swimming, racquetball, which I really enjoy, or golfing. But as long as you're doing something, I really believe you got to do something daily, if not do it big 2 or 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. And, when you're not feeling great, when those things aren't working for you, I always reset to that. And that's always seemed to work for me, in some form or another. Take what you like, what you're passionate about, what you really get off on, and I just really think it sets your day. I know you
what did you do?
A really cool one.
Yeah, I do. But what did you do when you were younger? Let's say in your 20s, when guys are starting off and we think we're going to go conquer the world instantaneously in 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you
absolutely.
do? So, what did you do for yourself back then, or anything?
Yeah, I think I was really steady on getting up in the morning, kind of doing what you're doing now on the run. And I know you and I have talked about this many times. And I enjoyed it. I love getting out up early, getting out running, and I know that's the success. That's what the pattern of all the rich and successful people do. They're either up early, they're out exercising, and they're up before everybody else usually to get a lot done.
Absolutely.
But that worked for me. I love the running thing, and I love the workout thing. But if I don't get out in the morning for some reason, I still try to tag it at night, and do something.
Yeah.
And it still makes me feel good about myself, that, hey, at least I got it in, right? So.
Oh, I agree. No, that's what I was, what you and I have talked about a lot is, in my 20s, absolutely. I thought I would just, I was indestructible. You just go out and, I had good success early on, thank goodness. I mean, I think one of my first years even out working, I think I was already up to about $150,000. But I always thought I was lucky. I had to work on that, understanding it wasn't luck, that it was certain things I was doing. But I can honestly say I was not steady. That was the thing I lacked the most. I wasn't steady in my day-to-day rituals for myself, my personal development. I would read, I would dream, I would do all these things, but I might go run for 2 or 3 days and then not run for a week. I might go to the gym for a day and then not go for 2 weeks. And that was a big problem for me.
Right. Yeah. And you're right about that stuff. If I was down, I didn't feel the exercise, I just, dragged myself to do it, and one of the things I've always done, and I've always been consistent on, is I like to either read or have a audio in, back to the Nightingale, Conan, you remember those?
Oh, yeah. Earl Nightingale.
Earl Nightingale.
If you haven't listened to him, you should listen to him, guys.
Yeah, Zig Ziglar, he was, probably one of my early mentors and stuff. And so I always listen to those guys. They always got me pumped up. I always got excited about that kind of thing. And, and in there, they would talk, too, about exercise or something. I remember different, motivational speakers always talking about it. And, and so I guess one of the things I've always reset to, again, was going back to, listening to that stuff, exercising were the two big things I still do to this day, that especially when I was in my heyday. I mean, I think I had more fun golfing. I had more leisure time when I made the most money. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
but it just
seems that way.
You get the right people set up and you delegate. You get your systems in place and you start delegating. And you start working these things, and it seems to work.
And then they fall apart again.
Yeah, and then you redo it again.
And then you redo it. And then they fall apart again, and you redo it.
Exactly. It's the old cheese thing. Who's moving your cheese around, right? And the world is constantly moving the cheese around, as far as I'm concerned. So we just got to, stay in the constant search for the holy grail of cheese, I guess. Or it
is, and I that's why I say. I mean, for me, it's really bizarre. Having success and failures and some to pretty high levels. It's weird because it wasn't until age 50 now that I realized that one of the things I lacked most in life was making that decision that every single day of my life was going to be about getting up and creating a ritual that was going to lead me to success no matter what was going on, no matter how fast I was building or how slow I was building or the good or the bad. And I think that absolutely has been the biggest difference in my life now at age 50. So when I wake up in the morning, 5:30, whatever it is, I no longer stop and think about, am I going to get up and start now? Or am I going to lay here for a little while and start later? I already made the decision that I'm going to start right then every single day. And before I do anything else, I'm going to put on my shoes. I'm going to put on my headset. I'm going to put on some Earl Nightingale. I listen to him a lot, by the way. He's still one of my. He's got one of the best voices.
Yeah, I mean, love it.
Come on,
it's really
compelling. Earl Nightingale. He's killer. But
I would do anything for that voice.
I do that every single day. So for sure, I've got between 1 and 2 hours before the sun comes up, before the kids have to get to school, before all the commotion of the day, and I get the good stuff in my head that I want. So I'm getting the thinking I want in my head.
Yep.
I'm getting my mind and my body, the health and the exercise that it needs. And honestly, I can say that has transformed my life to where I say I can go conquer my life. I can go conquer business for the next 30, 40, 50 years if I live that long.
Oh, yeah. And you're on it. You got to exercise. You got to meditate. You got to get some quiet in your mind every now and then. You got to get some recreation out there. You've got to, and you've got to do the exercise. I mean, it just kind of comes back to that. You start with that, and it is all, you're having a bad day. You throw in some motivational. You meditate a little bit. You set your day up like you've mastered that. You've got up in the morning and that's just awesome.
Now, but I didn't have it mastered early on. I was hit and miss early on, and I credit that to not developing as far as I could have developed in life, and have made that where that's never going to happen again. Not developing as far in life as possible. So.
Yep.
Anyway, well, that's what we've got for you today, guys.
Great.
So make sure you figure out your rituals, the patterns that are going to lead you to the most success, and just stick to it every single day.
Yep. Do one of them. You'll always be successful as long as you get them all tightened up.
Yep.
Hey, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. We've had a lot of fun today, and we're having a lot of fun every day, and that's always important. So if you want to hear more, tune in to me at The Brian Goodman at Instagram. You can find us at thebriangoodman.com. Just follow us, The Brian Goodman. You're going to find us out there. Can't wait to talk more. Can't wait to hear the things that are working for you guys in your success and the great things in your life.
This is The Brian Goodman Show.